Yesterday, we kicked off our 5 quick career experiments that you could do this week series. Check out the introduction to that series at the article I've linked above. I told you the best way to figure out your next career step is to conduct small, bounded experiments. And over the next few days, I'm going to give you 5 quick and easy career experiments to help you gain clarity and momentum on your next career step. Here is experiment number 1. Listen to podcasts where people talk shop about that industry. The great thing about everyone and their mother having a podcast these days is that there are a ton of niche podcasts about every possible angle of every possible job or career path that you are considering. Let me show you what I mean. If you're thinking of being a lawyer, here's 4 podcasts just right off the bat that you could listen to. There's a podcast called Law School Toolbox that gives people tips for law school and taking the bar exam. There's one called Thinking Like a Lawyer, which takes non-legal topics and then examines them through legal frameworks. There's a great podcast called How I Lawyer, which features a Georgetown law professor interviewing a huge variety of lawyers to show people all the things that someone could do with a JD. And there's a podcast called Strict Scrutiny, which features 3 constitutional law professors providing their analysis of the latest news on the Supreme Court. I found these podcasts in a few minutes of Googling, and there are dozens more. This is barely scratching the surface. And by listening to a few episodes of each of those podcasts, you would be able to test run thinking about the kinds of issues and problems that you would likely have to think about as a lawyer. Because if you want to be a lawyer, you'll have to think about law school and passing the bar, and you can try that on for size while you listen to Law School Toolbox. You'll also have to learn how to think in terms of legal frameworks and legal analysis, and you can give that a try while you listen to Thinking Like a Lawyer. If you're going to be a lawyer, you're definitely going to have to think about what you want to do with your legal career, what you want to do with your expertise. You can test run that thinking while you listen to How I Lawyer. And you'll definitely have to think about the major news and issues that are going on in the legal industry. And you can see how that feels while you listen to Strict Scrutiny. Because the reality is 1% of the experience of being a lawyer is telling people, I'm a lawyer, and feeling good about yourself while they look suitably impressed. 99% of the experience of being a lawyer is actually doing the work of being a lawyer. And most of that work, whether it's in the law or in any other field, is solving problems, wrangling with issues, and figuring stuff out. The real difference between different jobs and different career paths is not that some are easier than others. It's just that you have to solve different problems and wrangle with different issues and figure different stuff out in different career paths. So do a trial run of this particular career path's particular flavor of problem wrangling by listening to those niche podcasts and trying some of that problem wrangling out in your own head for an hour or 2. See if you're interested in these kinds of problems. Notice what bores you and what pulls you in. Notice if you're energized at the end of a few episodes or if you're feeling drained and you really need a break. Are they wrangling with the problems that you thought they would be wrangling with? Or are they actually dealing with something you didn't even expect? Like maybe you thought lawyers would talk a lot about cool trial strategies, but actually they just talk about how to settle every case as quickly as possible. Where are the places in these podcasts where you're like, oh my gosh, I have an opinion on this. I wish I could chime in. And where are the places where you're like, who cares? I can't believe anyone even talks about this. A few hours of exposure to the real day-to-day issues in this job or career path is worth more than years of abstract theorizing about whether or not you'd like it. And that's it. That's experiment 1. Super fast, super simple. You can do it while you get ready in the morning or on your commute to work, and you are going to have so much more clarity afterwards. Here in my videos, I can give you experiment suggestions. Together in my coaching, I can help you do a few more things. I can help you customize these suggestions to fit exactly what you are currently trying to figure out. I can also give you the structure and the accountability to make sure that these experiments get done. And then once the experiment's over, we can dive in together, interpret the data, figure out what the heck it means, and decide what to do next. These experiment suggestions that I'm giving you are just the starting point. Book a free consult call with me and let's make a plan to get you over the finish line. The link to book a free call is above.